Hello! Today we're abandoning civilization and going for a stroll on Laxaleden. Freely translated, that would be salmon path. Salmon as in the fish. Anyways, Laxaleden is a 3-mile long path that goes next to Mörrumsån. It's the water, the river basically, behind me. So this is where I am thinking about starting a business renting out kayaks to tourists. We get a lot of German tourists that either goes fishing or just want to experience the great nature out here. So I'm gonna stroll down the pathway here and check on the river and see if it's even possible to go kayaking on it. Right now the river runs quite high because of snow smelting and heavy rainfall. It's January the 6th, and this is normally not how fast this river flows, but you guys that have watched my channel for a long time, you probably remember the tubing video where me and Melinda goes down Mörrumsån on tubes. Inner tubes, inflatable tubes. Either way, I'll take you along for this journey, and yeah, we'll see what we can find. All around Laxaleden, or Salmon Path, I like the name Salmon Path. We have like signs. In this case it's in Swedish, but just this sign, the first sign that I come across when going from my home is about Faråkra. It's an old village. Yeah, that's quite interesting. And also you can download a app to your phone, so you can read the signs in different language like English and German, and so you don't need to be left out. It's called Vandra in Karlshamn, I believe. Quite nice app. Gives you a lot of information about the surroundings, historical information, like here was a old dancing place that was very popular back in the days. It's long gone by now, but yeah. So we just keep walking, keep swimming. So we're like in the middle of nowhere. You can hear some cars still, but you will be surprised either way, because you will find stuff that shouldn't be in the nature. I mean, who in their right mind would bring along a light bulb into nature? I mean, there's no plugs here. You can't use this. Why would you bring it? Incredible. Either way, I always come prepared, so I have a plastic bag, so I collect crap like this, and some cans also to get the pant. But yeah, don't bring this out into the nature. What are you thinking about? Hello, little guy. Camera shy? No? Not camera shy? You're very quick though. Where did you go? Oh, don't run away. Come out and play. He's gone. That was a red squirrel, actually. Native to Sweden. Sometimes when they live in a densely populated area, they will actually come out and be hand-fed and stuff like that. Anyways, the building behind all the trees over here is the power plant and the old carpet factory in Svängsta, or Marieberg as it's called. The reason why I think Mörrumsån is becoming very interesting is that during this year they are actually gonna tear the old water plant down. The thing is that it kills tons and tons of fish, and it produces quite not much power, actually quite little power, which basically is a disaster to nature and not good at all. Some of you that have watched my channel for a long time, I did a little video about the plant here, and I tried to cross the river to get better shots, and while doing so they started opening the hatches for the dam, so all of a sudden the water kept rising and there was no signal at all, so I was quite shocked. I'm very glad that they didn't open the dam in total, because then I would have fucking drowned. Either way, it looks like this. So here is the dam, and up that way is Svängsta, and here is the carpet factory and power plant. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first 8, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The first 12 hatches are actually not power plant at all, it's just to control the water level. So you can see that one is a bit open, almost fully open, a bit, and the one that is down are closed. That's because there's a heavy water flow currently. Over there by the green shed, below the green shed, there's where the power water to the power plant goes in, and that's what's responsible for killing so many fishes, and also not producing that much power. So they're gonna tear it down. I'm not sure if they're gonna tear down the full dam, but if they do, the water will be flowing freely all the way from Älleholm, I believe, to Mörrum, and that would make a really sweet kayaking experience. An old bike, but as you can see, there's quite a lot of water coming down right now, and that would be insanely fun to go kayaking in. The problem is that once they skip the dam, the water level will probably be a lot lower, and it's not even there's a chance there you can't even go kayaking because the water will be so low. But I guess time will tell. But either way, so from Svängsta, where I started, down here to the end of Svängsta, we're actually still in Svängsta. It should be possible to go without interrupting your kayaking experience to this power plant. So even if they don't tear it down, you'll just have to go up the bank, go down over there, and there's a pathway also. So you can just carry the kayaks around, so you can still go down to Mörrum. I found some poo, horse poo I believe, so nothing special. I can also see the hooves here, so yeah. We have elk or moose in the forest here. Also some deers, rådjur. I'm not really sure what they were called in English. And we have some more waterfalls. But the interesting part is over by the power plant there is actually signs from the salmon fishing company that's called Kronlaxfisket, where it says that we got lines over the river, so boating, well, it doesn't say it's not allowed, but it's basically say watch out because we have lines, so boating is maybe not recommended. So I'm hoping to catch a glimpse of these lines and see if there will be a problem with the kayaking experience, because if you come kayaking and all of a sudden there's a like line over the river, I get a reference to the movie called Ghost Ship, where a line cuts all the people on the ship like in half. So you don't want to catch your neck into that line. So we'll see if that's even a possibility or not. It's getting a bit dicey to walk here, but I think we'll manage. So yeah. I thought I heard something, and it was another person out here. Very, very exciting. So let's keep walking. Okay, so that down there was the path I was going, and I realized that I have to find an alternate path. So I'm walking a bit on the hill right now because I don't want to get wet. But it will be fine, no worries. We'll find our way. So we have gotten to a bit more open space. The river is still flowing next to the path here, and we have more signs. This one is about, let's see, the first punch factory. Punch. Is that called punch in English? Is that a drink? Quite disgusting, very sweet. In Karlshamn we have something called the Karlshamns flag punch, and I really don't know the story, but it has something to do with L.O. Smith, the man behind no, I don't think even he was behind Absolut, the Swedish vodka, but there's some reference to him, and L.O. Smith is actually the guy that is on the silver signs of Absolut. It's quite wet where I'm walking, and there's water in my shoes, I can tell you that much. But we'll keep walking for a bit. I think we'll get to a bridge a bit further ahead, and we'll see if we can walk over the river or some tiny animals, maybe a mouse or something. But let's see how far we get, because the river is, as I said, overflowed. There shouldn't normally be water here. This is a field, but yeah, it's all good. So we have also exited Svängsta, so we're walking away from Svängsta, and I'm not sure how much daylight I have left. It's 14:37, so I believe the sun will go down around 15:20 or something, so there's not much daylight left, so I'll probably have to do this video in 2 episodes, so I can continue walking the rest of the path while it's still bright out, or when I still have daylight. So, but we'll see how far we get. So this would actually be a quite nice spot once the river is not overflowing like it is currently. Picnic table right next to the river. One of the things that we're talking about with this kayaking thing is that we should give the guests a catering alternative, so we can cater to the guests, but I'm not really sure if it's possible to get here by a car, because right now we're a bit outside, and the main road is beneath that, behind that hill over here, and there's no crossing in a bit, so we'll have to see if we can find a better place, but that would be really nice actually. And once again, the river has overflow where I should walk, and I'm of course following these blue sticks or poles. You can see one over there also. I have noticed that some of the poles are actually missing, and I really hope that the municipal commune will go ahead and make sure they are all here before the season starts. We're actually off season, of course. Very slippery here. Gonna find some higher path. So we're off season, but it's quite nice anyways. It's a nature experience to be walking here, so yeah, we just press on. So this is a overpass for a fence that's has been gone for a while. You can still see the barbed wire, and up over there is another overpass. Sadly, the fence is still here, the barbed wire is still here, and what happens is that elk and mooses and deer and whatnot, they get trapped around in the barbed wire around their feet, and they get their feet sawn off when they're trying to pull free. So the people responsible for the barbed wire still being here, in my book they should be shot and prosecuted. So I'm gonna send an email to the council that's responsible for Laxaleden and say that this is not acceptable, and it's very, very sad basically. So and I know that the farmers in Sweden, they use or have used a lot of barbed wire, and they just let it rot out in the forest. And in my book, you're all bastards. But the river is quite nice. Whitewater rafting almost. If it weren't like super cold, I would say it's like 4 degrees maybe. I would actually love suiting on my dry suit and going down here with the inner tube, or maybe a plastic boat or something. That would be awesome. I stumble upon a camp with a campfire. Well, there can be a campfire at least. Right next to the river. Quite nice. Maybe also a possibility to stop and rest from the kayaking. Very, very nice view. So I'm going to have to check the map and see where we are and see if it's possible to get ground support from the catering personnel. The problem is that the company will consist of me and Melinda, and one might have to be a guide going with the people down the river, so the other person, well, it's possible to go in a kayak and then set up a barbecue and everything if you get everything loaded into the kayak, but it takes quite a long time to start everything up, so ideal would be to have a fire going, and then when the guests arrive on the river, just get them to start eating immediately. So this right here is made by boar, pigs, vildsvin, wild boars, wild pigs, and they're quite frequently around here, I would say, because right now we're out in nowhere, so yeah, quite nice. Even though it's not summer, the views are quite breathtaking. The river has also calmed down a bit. It flows a lot softer, and we're pressing on. And we have a sign over here. We also have these small signs that, in this case, it says Cederbergagården. It's a Gården is Swedish for like farm, and Cederberga is like a last name. So probably the people who once lived there was called Cederberga. Ekeberg by, Ekebergs by, and someone drew a penis on it. Yeah, and also cut it up. People are amazing. That was Laxaleden 41, sorry. Over here is a life buoy. Can you see it? It's right there in the middle of the water. I don't think I will be able to walk down there, so I'll go up here in the meadow. Yeah. Up here by the meadow, I actually found a car path. And we're not far from the camp that I found. So that's good. That probably means that you can drive almost the entire way to the camp. So you can get some a car with all the stuff that needs to be to give the people. Is that a sign? I think it's a sign. I want to see what's on the sign. Let's go. Oh, there's a car right over here. That's good. I actually do think that we're standing in the old farm that was Cederbergagården. No, that's not a that's not a sign. That was a like power or something. But it looks like it might be ruins from like the old farm or something, because normally they wouldn't make the building or the gärdsgård, the stone walls. It's called gärdsgård in Swedish. And they wouldn't normally make them this small, like it goes just around here. So that might be a old building or something. We're getting to a crossover. You can see that the water is really high. Normally it would be a bank, river bank, down all the way probably down here. And you can also see the meadow over there, and over there somewhere there's another light buoy. And yeah. Ekebergsby still. So let's go over the path. Here you can see a sign for Abu Garcia. Is all or most fishing people probably know what Abu Garcia is. It's a Swedish company that makes really great fishing equipment. They're actually based in Svängsta. Well, most of production is made overseas, but yeah, look at it. During high water it would actually be dangerous to go with a canoe under this bridge. You'll have to duck and cover. So, but this is not normal, so yeah, don't try it as it is right now at least. So we have crossed the river and walking this way. So we're following Laxaleden still, and we're following the blue marks. You can see they have started painting the trees now. It was probably too expensive to go with the poles. Oh, over at that part there you have also a very nice fire pit and some bench. That's good to know. Because here I am almost certain that you can get by going with a car. Of course there's a house up there. So that's really nice. And in Sweden we of course have something that's called allemansrätten. And what allemansrätten is, that, freely translating, is called all people's rights or something. What allemansrätten is it's a set of rules which tells that ordinary people have the right to wander the land basically, and it's also allowed to put up a tent and sleep on someone else's land for one day or something. I can put a link in the description that basically tells you what allemansrätten is. It's pretty sweet, and I think Sweden is probably one of the only countries that has it that way. And it also makes the nature very accessible for normal Swedes. So that's cool. We're trailing off a bit from the water, but other than the bridge over there, I don't see any obstacles that can hinder the kayaking experience so far. The bridge won't be a problem during the summer either way, because the river is flowing really high, as I said, and there's normally like a few meters of space beneath the water and the bridge. So, but now we're trailing off to away from the river, so we'll see where we ends up. Lots of geese leaving for the winter. Barf. It's impressive how they fly in formation like that. And what you need to know if you're a hunter and you're trying to get some dinner, don't shoot the one in front, because that's the oldest and most most sins and stuff. Is it called sin? I don't know what it's called. It's the worst meat, yeah, anyways. So I have all of a sudden in the middle of nowhere found a dirt bike place, or at least I think it's used like a dirt bike place, because the tracks in the sand here, it's like dirt bike traces. So the track goes around, up and downhill. It's probably what the local enthusiasts use for practice. So if you have a dirt bike, you can get here. So that's a known fact, at least. But we're going to keep walking on the Laxaleden, and I think we'll be getting out to a car track or road. It sure looks that way, at least. Yeah, it is. So we're not that far from the crossing. It's like to the right, yeah. So we'll be going this way. And even if I were to start walking back right now, I wouldn't be home before it's dark. So right now I'm just moving on to see how long I will get. Hopefully I'll be somewhere close to a road so I can be picked up. That's the plan for now, at least. So if this video goes like someone else finds this camera or whatnot, I would think that something like in Blair Witch has happened. So we have gotten a bit away from the river, but there's still pretty exciting things to see here. We're currently in a place called Danstorp, and that's probably not from that time. But what you see right here is old buildings. And the thing about Danstorp is that here in Danstorp there was a silver fox farm. So they actually bred silver foxes here. That's an old car door. Very old. Actually, wood still on the walls. So this is probably not that old. But yeah, crap everywhere, like industrial barrels and stuff like. Ooh, that's a cauldron right there. Wonder if it's copper. No, it's just normal metal. That's a shame. I would really love a cauldron like that to have some herbs in next to the house. But I think I'll have to keep looking. And I couldn't also just steal it, so I can see there's some house up there on the hill. So everything here belongs to someone. So we're not trespassing, we're just walking along. What's that? First I thought it was a slide, but it's just some building crap. Yeah. We've gotten back to the river, and it still looks pretty calm, no excessive waves, so that's good. I wonder how long that information sign will stand. I wouldn't want to go out and look at it. So we're on another crossing. This one we're not going to go over. It's called Häng on your own risk. That's a hang bridge can only be used at your own risk. Yeah, we won't be going that today because the path goes down this way. It's not that I'm afraid, I just want to get home before it gets totally dark. So that's a pretty nice bridge. I would always say, almost say that it's like an Indiana Jones bridge. But yeah, the problem is that my battery of my GoPro has been dead for a while. So I'm filming with my phone. The light is starting to drop and my battery in my phone is also starting to give up. And it would not be a problem to walk back in the dark, but it's not that funny, and everywhere I walk there's a lot of mud and water, and basically I can't see where I set down my foot when it gets dark, so I don't want to do that. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna find a way out out of the wilderness, and I might have to call it a day. Either way, I hope you enjoy this part of the Laxaleden. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you like it, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. So have a good one.